Yo, what's going on, everybody? My name is Tyler. Welcome to another episode of Nerd Talk. Here with my co-host AJ Reacts to. We are on
Yo,
episode 78,
78.
and we are doing a live spoiler talk for Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Mutant Mayhem this evening. Sorry about the. Oh, good. I can't delete this. Sorry about the beginning. That countdown is honestly annoying and awful. I kind of hate it, to be honest. Truth be told, it sounds like nails to a chalkboard. But what's going on, bro?
Yo, I'm good, man. Kind of chilled out today. Didn't have a whole lot going on, but I'm excited for Nerd Talk. I'm excited to talk about this film, and let's get into it.
Yeah, I spent most of the day home. I went to check out the Meg 2 or Meg 2. There wasn't a the, it was just called Meg 2 The Trench. Everyone obliterated this movie and I was like, it was fine. Yeah, well, no, it was fine. I liked it. I was just like, really? This is the movie everyone wants to be like, oh no, this killed my life. Like, really?
Hmm.
I mean, I just watched the first one today. I had seen it once. I didn't remember anything, so it might as well have been the first time watch. I like that
Mhm.
movie, and I like this new one too. I thought it was okay.
It's about on par with the
No,
first one.
it's worse.
Oh,
It's worse.
oh, okay.
The first hour of that movie was booty, but when it actually
Yikes.
got going, I was like, okay,
Hmm.
this is what I wanted an hour ago.
It
But
made up for it, pretty much.
yes, it
Okay.
most definitely did.
Okay.
There was a moment with Jason Statham where I was like, that was the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life in the best and worst ways. But yeah, it's worse, but I liked it. I've seen people say this is a fucking embarrassment to Hollywood. I'm like, yes, because the first one is such a amazing piece of film, right?
Hmm.
I actually on a critic level, I think the first Meg is a good movie. I don't think it's actually bad for what it is, but
Hmm.
uh,
I have not seen it yet. I plan on
it,
watching it.
it it's okay. I
Hmm.
think it's a non-offensive monster movie, and it knows what it is, and they get straight to the point. But we don't have a lot to talk about today, but we got things. So without further ado, let's get on with it. Starting with something that was running around and then it got confirmed yesterday and I was like, good, I could put it in the show because I didn't want to put rumored and then the next day it'd be confirmed. But this is officially announced that Christopher Land let me say the first part. The Radio Silence will no longer be directing the Scream, I guess, trilogy, Rebookable trilogy anymore for Paramount. For those who don't know, they directed the Rebookable Scream 5 or Scream, and then Scream 6, which came out this year, which feels like ages ago, even though it was
Right.
almost like what 3-4 months ago.
It was not that long ago. And then when you think about five, it came out last year. That
Yeah,
feels like
that feels
forever ago.
2021. Woo! Um,
I
but
think 2022, right?
I mean, no, no,
I think it was 2022.
it was 2022. You're
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Jesus Christ,
It's
the days
crazy.
are just a blur.
I know, I
But
know.
yeah. So they will not be returning to direct the seventh and I'm assuming the final entry, but I don't know with the money these movies have been making.
Who knows?
Um, which I'm not mad about. Truth be told, if there's one franchise that I'm like, you can keep it going, I don't care. It'd probably be Scream because there's really very little things that you can do to piss me off with that franchise. Truth be told,
Hmm.
there's I think the only thing you can do is just make it cringe, and I don't think a single one has been cringe to me. Yes, even three. I like three. Um, so if they keep pumping out Scream sequels, I kind of just wouldn't care to be honest. But it was announced that they made their departure. They will not be directing the seventh film. They
Hmm.
did not disclose why. I don't know why. I truthfully am just baffled that they left.
Exit
People
it.
were saying, "Oh, that they were exhausted." Blah 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 blah. I will get into that in a second. I just that I don't believe that, but it's just a weird choice. And then what was even weirder was that they confirmed that Christopher Landon, who directed Happy Death Day. He did the second one too, right?
Did 1 and 2 and Freaky.
Unfortunately, he did the second one.
Yeah,
Um,
we won't talk about that second one, but
that
the first
movie,
one, the first one is good, and
I
Freaky
like the
is
first one.
good.
I gotta rewatch the first one. I haven't seen it in a
Yeah,
while, but I
yeah.
like the first one.
I was
Freaky,
pleasantly
I liked.
surprised with it.
Freaky, I was surprised with.
I was
I
surprised
expected
with
it
that
to be
too.
good, but I didn't expect it to be that
I'm not
good.
even a big fan of Vince Vaughn, and that movie kind of won me over. I really
The
liked it,
the one thing I will remember is the kills. The kills in that movie were really good. The
especially that
bottle,
opening.
the
Yeah,
bottle
that
kill
opening
was
that was
raw.
insane,
Um,
insane.
so he is officially locked to direct Scream 7,
Hmm.
and surprisingly, there are people that agree with me that are not happy about this decision.
Hmm.
Um, I will say forefront that I am not mad about this decision. I'm more concerned about this decision because when we see director or directors direct two movies in a, I guess, trilogy, and and it's weird that we had one, two, three is a trilogy, four is just there, and then five, six, and seven is technically a trilogy. So it's like you got one trilogy, four, and then another trilogy. It's weird. Even though no, four kind of stands on its own, truth be
It kind
told.
of it does, and I feel like the entire franchise it follows each other, but those first three do feel like a trilogy. Four does feel like a standalone, and then we get in these next installments that feel
Truthfully,
very connected.
I think if Wes Craven hadn't passed away, rest in peace. But no,
Hmm.
actually, no. Before I said no, because he worked on the show before he
Hmm.
passed away. So
He did.
I was going to say if he had passed earlier, or if he didn't pass, then
Hmm.
he probably would have just sprung off four. But I think some people didn't like what they did with four, so they were just like, let's not do a sequel to this. Although I think everyone in that movie that wasn't the original cast died, except for Kirby, obviously, who we saw in six.
Right.
Um, it's just what when you have the same person or people direct two entries in a trilogy, and then the third movie they say, oh no, they're not directing it, and for one, we don't know why. That's what's
Hmm.
worse. I'm just like, can you say why at
Hmm.
least?
Yeah.
You know, and then you're telling this over. It'd be one thing if it was like the original trilogy where it's like, yeah, they're a trilogy, but they're not really following each other and following a linear story. This
Hmm.
trilogy is seemingly following a linear story. It's telling Sam's story from 5 to 7. It is
Hmm.
telling that story.
Yeah.
So
It
now
follows it very closely.
now you're saying, oh, we're getting this new guy who hasn't worked with the franchise before. He's gonna attempt to finish the trilogy. It's just like, I don't know about that. And
Hmm.
I'm especially on the fence considering the fact that I wasn't big on five. I've come around to it. And then six, I still love. So now I'm on board. And then you want to tell me, oh no, now the guys that got me on board, they're gone now. It's like,
Yeah.
what are you doing?
Yeah. Yeah.
you
I
know,
feel that. I feel that.
it's kind of like when J.J. Abrams came back to do Force Awakens, and mostly everyone loved it, and then he was like, "No, I'm not directing the next one." It's like,
Hmm.
okay,
Yeah.
and then that kind of proves my point exactly too. With that,
Yeah.
he set things up, and then Ryan Johnson was like, "No, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
doing that," and then
And then he came
that
back,
mess,
and yeah, that we all know that whole behind the scenes with the directors and stuff like that
so that's kind of
is
what I'm
crazy.
afraid of with Scream is, are they
Yeah.
gonna fuck this up or are they going to end it? I'm not worried about his quality. I'm just like, I really hope you stick the landing. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I think with that it comes down to writing as well. Because you can write a cohesive, ending to the series, or just this next installment that follows these first two, 5 and 6 very closely. And it and the direction, from Christopher Landon be great, but if the writing is not there, that
Happy Death Day
is
too.
is a moot point. It defeats the purpose. So I'm looking more towards the writing, because I already know Christopher Landon. He can make a good horror slash comedy film. So I have faith in that. It's just like it's got to line up with the writing and directing, for it to work. But I'm not mad about this news. Like I like Christopher Landon for the things that I've seen him do, and direct. Not Happy Death Day 2. I don't know what went on with that. I don't know what he was smoking with that. But other than that, those other films are pretty cool. So, we'll see. Let them cook.
Um, if you guys have any feelings about this, please let us know down below. Like I said, I'm on the fence about it, but
Mm-hmm.
I guess only time will tell. Where it doesn't seem like we're getting this movie next year, so
Nah,
especially
probably
with
not.
the strike still going on. Hopefully tomorrow we will have good news. But
Mm-hmm.
let's move on to some not good news for AJ. I'll tell you that right now. Wonder Woman 3 is officially in the works, confirmed by Gal Gadot and James Gunn. I do not have the tweet. Actually, let me pull up the tweet because I sent it to the group chat. But yeah, basically it has been confirmed that a third yes, so Gal Gadot says we are developing a third movie and we will see what happens with it. No one ever talked to me about freezing. I was told that I was in good hands and that I could be calm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw that interview.
You know, it I want to say this for all the people saying,
uh,
"Well, they kept her, but they got rid of Henry Cavill." I'm kind of tired of that argument because it's like, well, James Gunn literally said, "I don't." He doesn't fit Superman, my Superman, his Superman. And I can respect that. There are different versions of different characters, obviously. Like that's like saying, "Oh yeah, George Clooney would play the Robert Pattinson Batman perfectly." No, you know, there can be different castings of different versions of Superman. It's just that he didn't want Henry Cavill. Fine, whatever. I just I'm so just annoyed with this fucking pick and choose mentality that they're having with the
yeah,
DCEU.
I agree. I
So
agree
I
with that.
think Luke Reviews had posted something today. It was a joke, but it still made sense that it's like, oh, just keep Viola Davis as Amanda Waller. Have
Mm-hmm.
her be the J.K. Simmons of the DCEU where she's just Amanda Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think his post
keep
also talked about Peacemaker.
and keep
Mm-hmm. John
Peacemaker.
Cena. Mm-hmm.
It's like I'm fine with that, but I really just want to see new versions of the Justice League.
At this
Do you
point, yeah,
see
for sure.
do you see how everyone was freaking out when they were announcing the Superman Legacy casting? Everyone was like, "Yo,
Yeah.
like let's go." I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
like that because I didn't know who these fucking people were.
Me,
Truth be told,
I same. I'm in the same boat.
I was like, I watch my indie films, but I don't know who these people are. Jesus Christ. Um, but you just felt this like new, this sense of like, all right, yo,
Yeah,
like
getting
it's a
getting
new
pumped about the
era.
new slate.
Like,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, for sure.
you know, um, and it's gonna be the same way when we see the suit and we hear plot details and stuff.
Hmm.
What what's gonna happen when we hear about this new movie and we hear, oh yeah, she's officially slated to come back? We're gonna shrug our shoulders because we're like, we've seen that already. Oh, but it's not gonna have Steve Trevor in it. Okay, that should have been the case the last
That's
time.
exactly, exactly.
you know,
Was it confirmed that she is going to be Wonder Woman?
the way she
She
was
they said
talking,
they
it
they
sounded
said
like
that they
it.
were working together to make the third film, but she didn't say I would be in the role, which is I guess she doesn't have to, but like I'm
She had
holding out
said
all
that.
hope.
Well, no, he had said that a while ago that yeah, her if she wanted to come back, she could. The same thing with Ezra Miller, and I think
Yeah,
Ben
they're
Affleck
not.
was the other one.
Yeah, they're not going
Um,
nowhere. She's not going
but I mean, there are so many other actresses, bro. People want her out so bad as Gal Gadot. People are saying take the actress who plays Mary in Shazam right now and make her Wonder Woman, bro.
nowhere. What?
which
Not married though.
I can see her as Wonder
I
Woman.
mean,
Truth be
me
told,
too, but she's already a character in the DCEU.
you know,
So
my choice is my second wife, Haley Atwell. I mean, bro, eh, that would be just perfect. Listen, all jokes aside, I think Haley Atwell's Wonder Woman would be fucking fantastic. I
Haley
love her
Atwell is actually a
as
really good actress.
that too,
Hmm.
obviously. She's fucking amazing as Peggy. I loved her in What If, and I loved her in Multiverse of Madness. You know,
Hmm.
I Mission Impossible. She was just in Mission Impossible. She was fucking fantastic. I think she could be a fantastic Wonder Woman because I feel like she emulates that. For those who have seen Justice League War, I say that in particular because that movie is the intro to the new 52 Wonder Woman. That the one scene that's like my favorite Wonder Woman scene. It's not even a fight scene. It's a scene. Well, kind of is. She's like, she has this interaction with this little girl, and she's like, "Oh, do you want ice cream?" And she doesn't know what ice cream is, and the little girl shows her what ice cream is, and it's this really sweet scene. No pun intended. It's this really sweet and charming scene,
Hmm.
and I feel like you need somebody who is like genuinely charismatic and understands that. And Gal Gadot can be that. But in the serious scene, she's just not good. I'm sorry. And in the emotional scene, she's just not good. She
Yeah,
sucks.
I agree.
Um
You know
so
how I
I
feel.
yeah. Wonder Woman 84 nailed,
Yeah, put the nail,
put,
the final nail in the coffin.
I've
For
always
sure.
said if she's not under the hand of Zack Snyder, garbage.
Yeah, yeah.
For
Because the first
everyone that
Wonder Woman is
oh, you cut out, or is that me? Oh, no, or is that me? Hello, hello. No, that's you, because I can hear me on the stream. We are experiencing some technical difficulties. Please give us a moment. Movies and trains, what's going on? Caveman, what is going on? Yeah, we're experiencing some technical difficulties. Please give us a moment. No, it's still not coming in. What was I talking about? Gal Gadot. It's I don't know. It's just this weird thing where it's like they want to keep certain actors and get rid of them, and I'm just like, why? I don't see a point in that.
test.
Oh, there it goes.
In? Okay.
Right.
My bad. All right. Yeah.
They're in this weird fucking phase where they're just like, yeah, we want to keep this person, but get rid of this person. Get rid of everybody,
Yeah.
bro.
Clean the
Just
slate. Clean it.
it's not going to feel no. How stupid is it going to look when we have a new Batman, new Green, well, a Green Lantern,
Mhm.
new I don't even
I
know.
don't know. Don't know. We
Okay,
don't know.
let's say hypothetically he stays. New Batman, Green Lantern,
New Superman.
and then new Superman, and then the same Flash, Wonder Woman,
And
and Aquaman.
yep.
You know how stupid that's gonna look?
She gonna be like Kal-El. No, it's like which Kal-El? This one
And
Kal-El.
it's not even the case of like, oh well, it's a different version. It's like, no, this is a reboot, bro. It's
Unless
stupid.
the only option I can see them doing is multiverse. That's it.
Oh my god.
That's the
Please.
only thing because
Please.
that's the only way it will make sense for these actors to be some of them new and some of them old.
I am so tired of I don't even want to hear the fucking word anymore. I'm so tired of it. It's not even funny.
I get it. I get that.
But this it didn't bother me. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Yeah.
We've been hearing shit like this for the past year.
Yeah. It's
You know.
not so much that I don't like the actress because Gal Gadot, I don't think she's a great actress, but it's more of the fact that we are keeping some heroes and then we're getting rid of some of the actors. Like, why? Like you said, it's got to make sense, and it does right now. It doesn't make sense unless you do multiverse, and that's a cop out, in my opinion.
I don't
Come on,
know.
James. I know you better than this, man.
If anyone has any opinions on Gal Gadot staying and doing a third Wonder Woman movie, please let us know down below. Moving on to something I actually really liked. The Saw X official trailer. I want to play a game. Yeah, I want to play this game too. I got this trailer in the theater today, and it was weird because the Meg was PG-13, so they had to cut quite literally everything out of that trailer. So it was like more 30 seconds than a full length trailer, which was bizarre. We talked about this last week when they had announced the plot details and all that. And I was just like, okay, that's the Saw movie. I'm not excited. I don't like this franchise. And I saw the trailer and I said, well, holy shit. I was like, well, you son of a bitch, you got me locked in. I don't know. I really like this trailer. I like, and I did say this too last week. I said I need to find out what the movie is actually about, other than the stupid plot synopsis. Yeah. And seeing what it's about, I'm like, that's actually pretty cool, and it explains a lot about the franchise. It explains why most of these movies, the targets are medical people. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with Hoffman and who he targets, but them doing it where it's like, oh yeah, he was trying to get treatment, and I don't know what happens. I don't know if they don't take it out or they failed. I'm gonna assume that they rob him. That's basically what happened. They rob him of his money, and they're just like, yeah, we know how to do it, and then they really don't know how to do it. Although they go to pretty extreme lengths to rob somebody, like drilling a hole in their head. It's like, Jesus Christ. So
yeah, he doesn't have money like that, so
I don't know about all that. I don't know. But this looks pretty cool. You know, the traps look fucking gnarly. The one on the poster where the tubes make the X, I thought they were, for some reason, this is where my mind went. I thought they were like the tube light bulbs. Like, you know what I'm talking about? The long light bulbs.
Yeah, fluorescent.
I thought that's what was in his eye. Apparently, they're fucking vacuums that suck out your eyeballs. I was like, Jesus Christ. Crazy. And then there's another one where the trap is like, you're gonna have to perform a vasectomy on yourself or some shit. I was like, what?
Yeah, insane. I personally didn't get a chance to watch it. I didn't watch it, but I don't know. From what you said, sounds insane. I'll check it out for sure, though.
Yeah, it looks more like a return to form. It doesn't look like Jigsaw. It doesn't look like Spiral. It looks like we're going back to basics.
In a good way.
And on the one hand, it's like, yeah, I guess they could go back because nobody liked the other two. But on the other hand, it's like, it feels cheap. But whatever. I'll be there Thursday night because I know that shit is going to be awesome. Hopefully. But yeah, if you guys have seen the Saw X trailer, let us know down below what you
do a double feature with Paw Patrol.
The Saw Patrol.
Paw X.
Real quick, like you said, Tyler, I like Gal's Wonder Woman when in the right hands, and I'm just confused by Gunn's choices for. Yeah, it's fucking stupid. I'm pretty sure the synopsis has it as a scam or something. It's one or the other. Point is, it goes wrong, and he feels petty about it. No. Loki season 2 trailer thoughts. They kind of just dropped this out of nowhere. They were just like, "Yeah, the trailer's coming tomorrow." Nobody batting an eyelash, and then the trailer dropped.
And then the internet went crazy.
I don't know.
I've seen a lot of. It said that this is the highest watched
Yeah, I saw
Disney,
that.
Disney Plus Marvel series
I saw that.
trailer. So I was like,
I
wow, people went
I
crazy
kind of
with that.
just I kind of just think it's because people like the first season though. I'm not trying to
That's
crap
part
on
of
it.
it.
I'm
No,
just
that's part
saying
of it.
that's
I agree. That's part of it.
I think that's what it is because nobody batting an eyelash when that nobody batting an eyelash when that Marvel's trailer dropped. People were like, "It dropped? That
They
movie's
did
coming out?"
drop it. They did drop it at a weird time, but that's I agree. The Marvel's trailer did not get as much, talk around it.
That movie's coming out in 3 months. What?
Not Max.
I think we would all take a trip to Arrakis rather than this piss pool MCU that we're in right now. Yeah, Loki season 2. For those who don't know, I was not fond of the first season. I liked it a good bit, but there were things that I just didn't really care for, story wise, and then the finale kind of left a bad taste in my mouth because I was just like, why did we need? I did not think we needed the second season at all, and I still kind of feel that way watching this trailer. I did like this trailer. I like how, first of all, I think them putting it in October was intentional now after seeing the trailer because it looks very weird and spooky, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
and wacky and crazy. I
Mm-hmm.
can understand why they put it there, and that's my positive with the trailer is it looks weird and wacky. I like that, but it didn't really do much for me. I don't know, a lot of. I felt this way for like a year. It's just everything MCU. I'm just like now ironically, I like the Marvel trailer more than this. There are things in that Marvel trailer moments, and I'm just like, that's pretty cool. But it's just, I don't know. Everything is just like, I don't know. I'm burnt out beyond belief with the MCU. I'm just like, I don't really care. Ant-Man was butt. Guardians have come around to, and the Secret Invasion was fucking ass. I'm just like, I'm I've kind of lost interest in this overarching story they're telling because we haven't gotten an inkling of it at all. And I really don't think we're going to get an inkling of it once the Marvels is done. And I don't know what Loki's going to do. I was talking about this off camera and I said that I think Loki would be better off if it wasn't connected to the MCU. And what I mean by that is I wish it was like it was this thing where it was like in its own realm or pocket and they could just do whatever they want rather than kind of do whatever they want, but they're still like, nope, we got to tie it to the multiverse, we got to tie it to phase 5 because we know Loki's going to show up in this in Kang's dynasty.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to happen. So I don't know, it just kind of felt that was one of my issues with season 1 is whenever they tried tying it back to everything, that's when the show kind of crumbled for me. But
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I didn't hate the trailer. It looks fun enough. I don't know. That's my response to a lot of MCU stuff is. It's the same thing with Fantastic Four. If I hear one more fucking time someone is rumored for the Fantastic Four, I'm going to actually plow my head to a wall because I'm tired of seeing that headline everywhere. Every day. Oh, Matt Smith is rumored to play so and so in Fantastic Four. Oh, Vanessa Kirby is in final talks to be Sue Storm. Oh, this person's gonna play the Thing.
Adam Driver backs out of Reed Richards.
Well, I don't know. He backed out. Now they won't let him go. Apparently, they're still trying to get him. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm tired of seeing that headline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's how I'm feeling right now with this.
Loki season 2 trailer. I actually reacted to it on my channel. Quick plug. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But I really enjoyed this trailer. Ki Hoi Kwan is featured in the trailer,
I
and
didn't
when I
talk
saw
about that.
him,
I love him.
I was like, yo, I hope he's in this season like a significant amount because the way that they showed him, it seems like they need something from him. So it might
Yeah.
be like a quick cameo type thing.
That was the only reaction I had watching the trailer because I didn't even know he was in it. I saw him. I
Yeah,
said, "Oh!" I was
yeah,
like,
I heard
"Oh!"
that. I heard that he was gonna be in it, but I didn't know like the significance of his character or like if he would even show up in the trailer because of
Watching
his role.
watching him be so whimsical and charming, I'm just like, damn it, he should have been in Dollar Destiny. Jesus
He should
Christ,
be in a lot of things. They need to get him on,
dude! If
in
he
a lot of
was,
roles.
well, yes, but if he was in Dial of Destiny, bro, that he would have given that movie an adrenaline shot like no other, bro.
I agree.
God,
I agree with that. But the whole thing where Loki is glitching out and kind of like a Spider-Verse thing, when you're not in your right dimension, you're gonna glitch out, and they're trying to fix him. I feel like that's what the primary, focus is gonna be for this season. I think there is gonna be a big bad. I don't think it's gonna be Kang, but it. I, I hope from what I saw in the trailer, it looks like a lot's going on, a lot of time travel, a lot of different locations and things like that. I hope it doesn't feel overstuffed. I hope that it feels like enough to fill out 6 weeks, because we felt that with Secret Invasion. It wasn't enough to fill out 6 weeks. It felt like a lot of fluff, and I don't want it a repeat of that for this.
I could
But
see them making it that it fits 6 weeks because I feel like the creators behind this show are very creative with what they're doing, and
mhm,
the first season had a lot of weird and wacky scenarios. Like season 5 had a whole episode with like 8,000 Lokis in a bunker.
episode 5,
that
yeah.
was that was the whole episode, other
Mhm,
than the ending, obviously, but that
mhm.
was the whole episode, and they made it work. That was my personal favorite episode of the season.
Yeah, but then we get to episode 6, and it's like really slow for about 20-30 minutes, and then they meet He Who Remains, and then we get the whole speech with him. And the speech was cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like a lot of that stuff was dragged out. It didn't have to be as detailed and as long as it was. That's just my opinion, but I absolutely love season 1. It's my favorite series on Disney Plus, and I hope this one works. I hope this season works. Um, I have my concerns, but I'm optimistic.
Yeah, it's just hilarious seeing people react to certain things the way they do. Everyone's saying, "Oh, is this going to be the one that saves the MCU?" It's just like, you geeks were just saying this 3 months ago about Secret Invasion.
I just hope it's good. I don't care. I don't.
Oh, you cut out again. I don't know what's going on. We're going through it tonight. Yeah, the whole thing with the MCU, I'm kind of just like, my brain is fried. I'm just on autopilot with the MCU. It's just like this thing of I don't care. And they got nobody to blame but themselves with that shit. Truth be told, I don't know. I feel like a lot of people are on autopilot
Can you hear
with
me?
that. Yeah,
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people are on autopilot with the MCU at this point.
Yeah. Oh, what I was saying was, I don't really care about it saving the MCU. I care about it being actually good.
Hmm.
Um, season 1 was solid. It was a competent series, and I just hope it carries over to season 2. And that's all I had to say.
Yeah, yeah, I could say that too because I do think that the first season was good. But if you guys have seen the Loki season 2 trailer and have any thoughts, please let us know down below. Moving on to our final topic, like we said, we didn't really have anything to share today. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem Spoiler Talk. Studios, please stop releasing movies on Wednesdays. This shit is annoying. Um, but well,
Mess your whole schedule up.
actually no, because we get to come on here Thursday and talk about it, and I get to enjoy my Thursday nights rather than be at the movies. But if you have not seen Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Mutant Mayhem, please exit the venue. Please leave a like and subscribe if you have not, and then leave the venue. Um, I'm going to say how I felt about this, and then say how you felt about it, and then um, just talk about some of the highlights, my issues with this movie, and then we should be good. So,
Okay.
walking into this movie, I was optimistic. We'll say, I um I was excited for this movie before the trailer was released. As soon as they said, "Oh, the animators from Mitchell's and the Machines are animating this movie," I said, "What?" I was like, That's going to be." I didn't even see a single frame of art. I was like, "It's gonna be banger, animation wise. It's gonna be banger, easy," and I was right. Um, um, what was I gonna say? So yeah, I was excited for, and then we were starting to see concept art, and I was like, "Yo, this is gonna be pretty cool, bro." And then we heard the voice cast, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that's a solid voice cast." Then we saw the first trailer, and I was really turned away because I was like, I don't like the voices for the turtles. I don't like the, oh, excuse me, I don't like the voices, and I'm not really fond of the tone at all. But I was like, you know what? I'll be optimistic. It's a teaser. The second trailer, I liked it a little bit more, and it didn't seem as kiddie. I was like, okay. And I've been going through the Ninja Turtles movies on my page. Go check out those reviews. I like the first two a lot. Um, Three is one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. The 2007 one, I admire some things about it, but it feels like wasted potential. The 2014 one, I fucking love, and I really don't understand why everyone shits all over it for no reason. And then Out of the Shadows is a absolute mess, but I find it to be watchable. So I was like, okay, they really have never gotten Ninja Turtles perfectly. If I'm gonna be brutally honest, to me, the closest they got is that first movie. So I was like, okay, it's animated. Let's see what we can do. And walking out of this movie, I don't know if I was disappointed or I was like, well, that's what I expected because I kind of expected what I got in a good way and a bad way. I was very underwhelmed with Mutant Mayhem. I thought the animation, of course, was spectacular. I thought the voice work was very good. It actually was better than I expected it to be, and I got used to it immediately. Some of the character work is fantastic. The villain was great. The storyline was not, but the villain himself was great. And I thought it was an easy watch. It was quick. It never felt boring. But the humor in this movie to me was just insanely cringe, and I chuckled at most. There were very few times where I actually laughed, and that's ultimately what killed this movie was the humor. It was way too, and that was what I had heard before this movie came out, and from everyone that had seen it. People were like, "Yeah, it's good, but there's just way too much humor," and I feel that way. And I'm going to get into my defenses for that negative, but I feel like it is a legitimate negative. We look at the other good Ninja Turtles movies for me, but the humor just really killed it for me, and it made a lot of this movie just kind of just like, okay, there were some highlight moments, but I will say this is a good first movie, but there were big humorous issues that I really hope they fix for the next movie, which they clearly want to make based off the post credit scene, which admittedly was fucking amazing, and it made me squeal like a little girl in my theater. Um, that's where I'm sitting at with this movie, though.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. I with this film, I am not the biggest Ninja Turtles fan. Um, I seen the 2014 one probably in 2014 was the last time I watched it before yesterday. But I didn't really care for that movie. I didn't really love it. So walking into this movie, I was like, this is gonna be pretty much a fresh take on um Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles for me. I did watch the series like in the 2000s. There was a 2000 series, and I watched that pretty much every week when I was a kid. But like
Sure.
as far as the movies, I didn't really get into them like that. So walking into this movie, I was I was kind of optimistic because I liked the trailer. But other than that, I didn't have anything, any films that I had watched, or grew up with. So personally, the movie, it, the voice cast carried it for me. I thoroughly enjoyed the voice cast and the character Donnie to the forefront. I love Donnie. That was my number one in the entire film. I think mainly because I felt like I could relate to him a little bit. He loved anime and like I don't
Oh
know.
yeah.
I don't know. He's just like something about him. And um like you said, the animation for me, the animation was very unique. That's the word I'm gonna use for
Yeah.
that. I'd never watched Mitchell's, so I didn't really know the animation like that, but it's very unique and I can admire it for that. I didn't absolutely love the animation, which is kind of surprising because usually I'm like all about that stuff. But I was just like, some of these characters look a little odd. Some of the, it looked like 2D and 3D, and I was kind of like throwing me off a little bit throughout the movie. But it's very unique, so I admire it for that for sure. Um, Ice Cube as Superfly, the villain, fantastic. Even though it was a little distracting because I was like, this is Ice Cube.
Yes.
It's like this is Ice Cube. Like it don't, Superfly. What?
He didn't.
This
He didn't
Ice Cube
disguise his voice at all.
at all, and like just the way the way he was, his demeanor. Like that's Ice Cube. Like it's like I was watching 21 Jump Street or something. Um, and but he was good though. Like it worked, but it was just a little distracting. Um, the story, I definitely admit, it doesn't really bring anything new to the table. It is a very cliche story with well, we didn't really talk about Jackie Chan either, but Jackie Chan is Splinter, Master Splinter in this, film, and he's like that overprotective dad, and it's very like cliche coming of age with a strict parent, not letting you go out, and um it's kind of like that throughout the movie, and they're trying to like they want to be with the humans, but they're kind of ostracized from that group, and they want to fit in and stuff like that. So it's just very cliche, very predictable what's gonna end up happening. um but the like I said, the voice cast, it carried it for me. As far as the comedy is concerned, I completely understand why people wouldn't love the comedy in this movie. It is very reliant on references, modern day references, as far as Beyonce, Adele, TikTok, like all that stuff, Roku. It it relies on that instead of so much nostalgia, which is reliant on a lot of these movies and IPs are reliant on nostalgia. They just nostalgia. The arcade game, the old movies, the 80s movies, like they're just like in your face with it. But this one was more like that with modern day references. And I can understand how people don't care for that. I personally dug it. I liked the comedy. I had a smile from ear to ear pretty much the entire movie. I kind of knew that this movie was gonna be like based in comedy because the Turtles are based in comedy. This IP, this franchise is based in comedy. Comedy. So I went in, knowing that, and I kind of expected what I got, and I dug it. As far as April's character, she was a main character in this movie. I don't know if I really expected her to be in it throughout, but yeah, she was a main character. We didn't get a Casey. We didn't really get
That's
anybody
definitely
else.
coming in the second movie.
That's probably going to be coming in the second movie. I definitely, or the spin-off show that they were talking about. But um, I liked how it was just pretty much the Turtles and April against the world. That was kind of like the thing with this movie, and I really liked that. Um, but other than that, the soundtrack. That's another thing. I love the soundtrack. It had like a '90s hip hop R&B vibe. I loved that. Um, and yeah, I think that's pretty much, I covered all my bases with it. But I think the lacking thing here was the storyline. It just wasn't. It was very cliche. Superfly's plan was just like, we've seen this like a billion times. Like this is basically Lizard from the Amazing Spider-Man. Lizard was trying to turn the humans into lizards, but this dude is trying to make the beast take over the world or whatever. And I'm just like, where's where's the freshness of the storyline? So that was the only thing that was, really not great for me. But other than that, I had a blast. It was funny. It was fun. The action was dope. Hey.
Um, so let's get into it. My truthfully, I want to talk about the post credit scene. That's my favorite part of this whole movie,
Okay.
legitimately.
Okay.
Um, because I have so many thoughts on it. So the post credit scene of this movie is teasing that Shredder is, well, not teasing. They're telling us Shredder is going to be the next villain.
Mm-hmm.
I was praying to everything that it was Shredder, because when she was like, "Oh, there is another option," I said, "Bro, if it's not Shredder and if it's some obscure Ninja Turtles villain, I'm gonna be pissed." And I saw that arm. I literally screamed. This might have been the first time this year in a theater that I screamed, "Let's fucking go," the way I did when they showed his arm. I was like, "Oh, thank everything holy." And the reason that I'm excited for Shredder is because if you guys have not been reading my Instagram reviews, please do so, because I there's a reason why I'm talking about this the way I am. I kind of hate Shredder as a villain. I'm gonna be honest, and it's not because I don't like Shredder as a villain. I don't like his use of him in the movies. What do I mean by that? In the first two Ninja Turtles movies, Shredder's a fucking bum. I'm gonna be honest. He is a straight bum. I don't like. He has a great presence physique wise, but when he fights the turtles, he gets his ass handed to him in 5 seconds, and that's it. He literally
Okay.
fights the turtles for 5 minutes, gets thrown in a dumpster in the first movie,
No, not the dumpster.
and then in the second movie, he comes back, and it's like, okay, he has these new
Yo.
mutants. They're
Mhm.
terrible mutants, but mutants
Oof.
nonetheless. Then they get their asses handed to them. They were bums anyway. And then Shredder becomes Super Shredder and then dies in 5 seconds.
Yikes. I haven't seen those movies. But 2014?
And I'm going to
2014?
talk about that right now.
He
There are so
he
many
was
people that want to tell me, "Oh, Shredder shouldn't have had a robot suit. Oh, he looks like a transformer." First of all, you know, everyone wants to say, "Oh, why did they make the turtles 6 feet tall?" Bro, are you gonna put them in plastic rubber suits again? And I know you can CGI them to make them look normal. It's something different. It's something new. They don't look bad. They look
Wait,
okay.
what was the issue? They look like too beefy or too tall or something?
Too tall and too beefy. Like they look like huge or whatever.
Hmm.
People don't like that for some fucking
I get
reason.
that.
I like that. I think that's cool.
Hmm.
You know, and people want to say, well, why did they make Shredder like that? What did you want him to do against 6 foot talking turtles? He was going to get destroyed. So they made Shredder the way they did, and what happened? That's the best version of Shredder in live action we've ever seen, bro. He was giving them smoke beyond belief, bro.
He was giving them
He
business, bro.
walked into their house and kicked their asses and took their names, bro. And took all 3 of them.
He had Shredder by the neck, bro. I was
Like, bro, that is
oh.
the bro. That's probably my favorite
Not
live
Shredder's,
action Splinter. That's probably
Splinter.
my favorite live action sequence in the Ninja Turtles movie. Period. That fight is fucking raw, bro. I don't care what nobody says. That whole movie is raw. But the point is, they made Shredder cool in that movie because he was kicking the turtles' asses. In the first movie, yeah, he kind of kicked their asses, but they got right back up. In that movie, he fucking beat their asses and they were destroyed. That is what I want to see from Shredder. I want to see him kicking ass and taking names. That's my Shredder. I swear to everything, if we get Shredder in this next movie and he's treated like a fucking bum, I'm gonna come on here and go off.
He's not going to.
I want him to be cool. Like, the concept of Shredder is so cool, and they just treat him like shit outside of the 2014 movie. In the 2015 movie, it's even worse, bro. The 2015 movie, they freeze him and put him in a box. They made him a human. Everyone was like, "Oh, Shredder's a human." And what did they do? Fucking Krang froze him and threw him in a box. Didn't show up ever again.
Yikes. Yeah, I haven't seen
because
that
everyone complained so much that he was a 6 foot robot.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm excited for the post credit scene, because of the post credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
Moving on to the actual movie, I'm gonna just get the humor thing out the way because everything else is actually positive. And for those who want to, oh, he's always negative. Half of my review is positives. Literally, the whole thing was positive before I said continue it in the comments. So please, but the humor in this movie, I think I said this in my review too. I don't know if it's because it's what's actually said or there's so much of it, but I just feel like every 5 seconds there was a joke, and I'm just like, breathe. You know, it just felt like there was so much. And my main issue with the humor is we never had a scene, and I really wish you had seen the first 2 Ninja Turtles movies so you can understand what I'm saying. In the first movie, they had that awesome scene in April's house where the Foot Clan attacks and all the Ninja Turtles, they gotta fight. Oh my god, that scene me thinking about it makes me want to run laps. I love that scene. And Raph gets his ass kicked and he's he's hurt though, and you get that great scene where they're in the barn house and Leo's sitting by his bed and he's just like, oh, is he gonna get better? I don't know if he's gonna get better. And you feel the emotion, and then you get that great scene where they're by the campfire and they're like, oh, are we gonna get Splinter? I don't know. And then we get that great scene with Splinter where he talks to them through the campfire. That shit is, oh my god, that shit is awesome. We don't get emotional scenes like that in this movie. We get like maybe one, and that's really it. I feel like we didn't have really that many emotional scenes in this movie, and I just I feel like that was lacking because I feel like the turtles were just fucking idiots the whole movie. And I get it, they're teenagers, but in the first movie, they're teenagers, but there are grounded moments that are like, okay, they're teenagers and they're idiots and they eat pizza and they act like dumbasses, but they are human beings. Not human beings, but they are people, characters. Mm-hmm. They are actual characters with actual feelings and emotions. I didn't feel that with this movie. Other than Donnie, who, he was like, "Oh, I like anime, this, and that." I didn't really feel like any of them stood out. I want to be brutally honest. I feel like
I
Donnie was the
think
only one that stood out.
okay, I can I can admit that Donnie did stand out the most out of the four. Um and then I think the one that stood out the least was Mikey, which is sad because I feel like also after watching the I think 2007 one, right? Um
Yeah.
I feel like Mikey is the one that is the jokester, right? He's kind of the
Yeah.
jokester. He's like, and Donnie kind of took on that role in this movie. He kind of took that from Mikey in a way. Um, Raphael was you saw in the film where he was kind of like
Hmm.
he had the anger issues, and
But
that's
again,
on in
they didn't hone in on that. They played it more
mhm,
for a joke rather than, "Oh, Raph, you need to, control yourself, control your
mhm,
anger." They just played it off as a joke,
mhm. Yeah,
which is
and
something that the 2007 one nailed perfectly. That is the best thing in that movie. Everything with Raph and Leo in that movie
mhm,
is the chef's kiss of Ninja Turtles. That is
mhm.
everything I want in a Ninja Turtles movie. It's grounded, it feels emotional, and it tells a personal story. That's the stuff I want from Ninja Turtles. None of that was here for me.
I think we did get some notes from Leo. Um, the whole leader thing, the whole thing that he was chasing, and trying to be. I mean, they all were wanting to be fit in with the humans, but him especially. Um, I don't know. I felt from Donnie the most, then Leo, Raph, and then Mikey.
um and then the tone. This is the other thing I wanted to talk about, mainly with the 2007 one, because
Hmm.
I'm mainly comparing it to that because it is animated, but there are
Hmm.
things in that movie that add to my argument that I the tone in this movie is so fucking goofy. I didn't like it. And again, people will say, well, the first one is and the second one especially are really goofy.
Hmm.
Yes, one, those movies came out in the 90s. Anything birthed in the 90s is honestly going to be goofy, truthfully.
Those were 90s. I thought they were 80s.
No, they were 90s. They might as well
Okay.
have been 80s, but
Okay.
um those movies still have serious and grounded moments, which is what I appreciate. The 2007 one has this really good tone of seriousness and funny. There's a lot of serious stuff, but they also handle the jokes very well. But the main thing that works about that movie is that you still have deep character moments and deep personal moments with the characters. That is just something I felt like was lacking. Other than one or maybe two scenes with Splinter, which he probably, excuse me, he had the most character stuff in this movie. Like,
Hmm.
I love the scene where they come back and he's trying to give them the stuff that the real world has
Hmm.
just to please them. And I loved the stuff with him where they show why he hates the real world. I actually like
The
that
flashback.
he has a reason and a genuine one, and it's not just like in the 20. That is one thing I didn't like about the 2014 one. Splinter's kind of a dickhead. um in the 2014 one, he's just like, "Oh, fuck the humans. Don't go up there. What are you doing? What the hell's wrong with you?" In this
Hmm.
movie, they gave him a genuine reason for why he's like that. And I liked that reason. You feel the emotion from that scene. I really like that scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in the movie.
Hmm.
And maybe one at the end where he gives them a pep talk. Beyond that, I didn't really feel that. 80 to 90% of this movie is just them acting like fucking idiots. And I didn't want that. But again, I can't say I'm disappointed because I expected that from the trailer. But that those are basically my two biggest grievances with this movie. And I really hope they fix that. But I don't think they will because everyone is like, "Oh, I really like the humor," and blah 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 blah.
That was me.
I don't
I
know.
dug it. Oh, but yeah, man.
Um, moving on to positives. Like I said, the animation it's just fantastic. It's really cool. It's really unique. I like how we're in this era where it's like, yes, it's inspired by Spider Verse, but it's its own thing. I like that. I like that. We're not just downright copying Spider Verse. I really appreciate that. The voices did not bother me for the turtles mainly. Jackie Chan as Splinter was whoever made that casting call. More power to you because that was the perfect casting call, and he was my favorite part of the whole movie, truthfully. Um, but the the voices of the turtles didn't bother me at all. I got used to them very quickly. They didn't really annoy me like that. Um, the oh, I didn't talk about this. The villain side of this movie really pissed me off, and I'm not talking about Superfly. He was great. I did not like the way they treated mainly Bebop and Rocksteady. Bebop and Rocksteady are very iconic Ninja Turtles villains, and they maybe have like 5 lines of dialogue in this movie, and they're not even real villains. They do kind of villainous things, and then they're just like, "No, we'll help you." I was like, "Are you serious?" You know. And then there's more iconic villains there too, like the Gecko. I forgot his name, but I know he's an iconic one.
Paul
They just
Rudd.
made them all good so that we could like I don't know. That really bugged me. And that whole thing where they were like, "Oh, well, you want to kill humans? Well, we don't really want to kill humans, so we're gonna team up with the turtles to take you down." It's like, dude, are you serious with this? How many times have we seen this before? I did not like that at all. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Um, yeah, that was my other big issue I had with it. But Superfly as a villain was really good. He had a lot of charisma. That is one thing I'll say about the movie. The movie does have a lot of energy. It was never boring. It didn't feel longer than it was. When we hit the third act, I was like, wow, okay, cool. Um, April, I liked a lot, like a lot in this movie. She's probably my favorite version of April since the original first movie. I liked what they gave her. I liked that she was like, "Oh, I'm a news reporter, but I have, you know, whatever the phobia is that she can't speak in front of the camera." I like that a
Right.
lot. I think
Uh,
her chemistry with the turtles was great.
It was. I thought so
Um,
too.
which
Is this the first time she was in high school ever? Or she was in high school in the
yes,
previous
no,
films?
she was. This is the first time
Oh, okay.
because in the 2014 one she had, I guess, graduated or whatever, and then in the first two she's just an adult. The same thing with the animator one; she's an
Mm,
adult too.
right.
But her now the thing I'm wondering about is how old is Casey Jones gonna be when he shows up? Because Casey Jones is very old every time we see him. Even in the 2015 one, it was Stephen Amell. He's old.
Mm,
Are we gonna see teenage Casey Jones? You know,
Possibly.
I think that could work because a teenager being Casey Jones, well, a teenage version of Casey Jones makes sense
Hmm.
considering who Casey Jones is.
Right.
He's an
And his
anarchist,
yeah.
so I could see that working. You know, um, I just hope they don't get carried away, and I hope they make it work. Um, what else? The story, the story was very thin for me. I didn't really care for the story. It felt very formulaic. To me, it's what guy at the movie said. He liked the movie more than me, but he said that the movie just felt like a good first movie where it was like, yeah, we got to introduce everything and, we've established everything. Now let's do the second movie. And it's
Mm.
like, well, yeah, that's fine and dandy, but a little
Gotta
more
make a
effort
good
would be
movie.
nice.
Right.
You know,
Right.
it kind of just felt like, let's go through the motions, introduce them to the turtles again, show off our animation. So that way, when we show the geeks the post credit scene, they freak out and they leap out of their seat. Clearly, it worked. Um, I'm not mad that it worked, but
Mhm.
clearly it worked. It's just I don't know. To me, it kind of just seemed lazy. It was like you could have made a truly deep and personal Ninja Turtles story. And I've seen people tell me, "Oh, well, why do you want it to be serious? That would make it boring." It's like, no, you idiots, it wouldn't make it boring. It's called character development and good writing.
Mhm. We got it in Spider Verse.
You know, yes, especially across the Spider Verse.
Hmm.
It's not hard. You don't need to have jokes every 5 seconds. You can have deep and personal character writing and also have the jokes. That's what good writing is. You know, that's my main grievance. Is like I'm just sitting here like, man, they could have went even more into the why don't they like us thing. Like I really like that scene where they're sitting in their beds and they're just like, man, people aren't gonna like us. Like they're never gonna respect us no matter what we do. I really like that scene. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. And they just kind of never touch that again. They're more just like, yeah, let's go act like idiots. Let's go do this, and this. You know? Um the action was very good. I love the first scene where they're trying to help April and
Yeah,
they
the
gotta fight
warehouse
all those
scene. Oh
guys.
yeah,
I
that was my
love
favorite.
that.
That was my favorite action sequence for sure.
I
No,
really like
well, I liked that one, and then I liked when they had to go talk to those crime bosses. The how
that
that was
was funny.
edited, I thought that
That was
was dope.
hilarious. Um I really liked that. So, story time. My theater experience for this movie was very interesting.
Uh-oh.
Um, First of all, it's a kids movie. Of course, some jackass parent has to bring their baby, and of course babies do what they do. They shut up the whole fucking movie. So that was pleasant. And then in the first action sequence in the warehouse, there was almost a real action sequence behind me. Apparently, nobody else. I think one person in front of me heard it, but these two guys were going at it, arguing behind me. They sounded like they were gonna throw down. I'm looking back. I'm like, yo, what the hell is happening, bro? They were like screaming, like arguing. I guess the sound system in Dolby was so loud nobody heard it. You know, but I was like, bro, y'all taking the movie a little too seriously, bro. you know Eventually one of the guys left and the other one just sat down, and that was the end of it. I legit thought they were going to throw down. I was like, yo, am I about to have to leave this and come back and see this again? I was just like, Jesus Christ. Like, I don't the environment of going to the movies nowadays is just like, I gotta say a prayer before I walk in the theater, bro.
This
I
is
had
why everybody does digital now. This is why nobody goes to the movies.
unless
Telling
it's
you.
IMAX for me, unless it's
Yeah.
IMAX, because
I mean, I
every
feel
every
like a lot
time
of
I
people don't
see
care about that.
every time I see a movie in IMAX, you hear crickets
Mm,
when crickets are needed to be here. Where people are
mhm,
losing their minds, it's when required.
mhm.
Um, but yeah, the action was very good. I enjoyed the third act, but again, the humor just fucking killed it when they were like, "Oh, how do we take him down?" Fucking Donnie. Oh well, I thought in Attack on Titan they have a weakness on their neck. I'm like, oh my god,
I love
you
that stuff. I
you
love the
couldn't
anime
just
references.
you couldn't just have him be like, oh, he's got an opening on his neck. We can take that out. It just
Oh,
felt
Attack on
so.
Titan, bro.
It just felt so shoved in, bro. I was just like, and then the Mark Ruffalo joke. Oh my god, that was so bad. That
With
was so bad.
the end game stuff.
Yes, that was so bad. I I was
You know
like,
he improv most of
yeah,
that
I
scene.
can tell.
No, I'm
I can
saying that's what
tell.
he said in the movie. He said, you know,
No,
he
the apparently the actors improv the comedy and they let him
oh,
go. I could tell. I didn't talk about that, but I could fucking tell. This is what happens when you let 12-year-olds improv dialogue for a Hollywood movie. Please don't do that again.
do it again. I loved it.
Um
Do it again.
I really hope, and somebody has said this too. that I really hope in the next movie there's a time jump or something where they're aged up and they're more mature because dude, if I gotta listen to a whole nother movie of them referencing anime and fucking all this fucking shaking ass and singing BTS, I just
You're smooth like butter.
like,
I
bro,
loved it, bro. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't like that. I'm sorry that you couldn't get with it. I loved it. Everything that you refer it to. I'm sorry.
I don't know. I
Hilarious.
just I'm like, bro, that's not what I want in the Ninja Turtles
Oh,
movie, bro.
you don't even know the lyrics.
Um,
Oh
I don't
shoot.
know, and I don't think I was the only one in my theater too. I didn't hear a lot of people laughing around me either. There were a couple. It was honestly, it was mainly when Superfly showed up that people started laughing more.
Hmm. I can see that.
Um, I will not disclose on the race of the people in front of me, but I think that had to do it with it and Ice Cube showing up.
You just you just leave it at that. We know. We know what you mean.
Um,
I think Kevin is in here. Kevin. What's up,
yeah,
bro?
no, we don't do that.
This movie felt sort of like Rise of the Beast to me. Very fast paced. Any plot threads sort of came and went. Solid movie though.
Um, the highlight of me seeing this movie was getting my merch. I got this cup, which is awesome, and then I got this topper that came with the cup. It's kind of cheap, but
So Leo.
you can sit right
Nice.
there. I got to choose too. I asked her, I was like, "Can I choose, please?" So I got this mask
Yeah,
too. It
Donnie.
doesn't fit my head at all.
Is that
No,
Leo?
yeah, it's Leo.
Oh, okay.
I
I
told
couldn't
them, I was
tell.
like, "Can I please choose?" She was like, "Yeah, yeah, we'll put this." So
Couldn't tell if it was
who
blue or
cares?
purple.
Um, and then I got this awesome popcorn bucket.
That's cool.
This was the highlight of me seeing this movie, legit. And it
That's
comes
dope.
with a top too, which is
Does it
awesome.
say anything on the top?
It says NYC sewer on it.
Nice.
And it's funny, I was walking in the city today and all the sewer plates were spray painted with Ninja Turtles on them. I was like,
Wow.
that's hilarious. And on the inside it's got drawings too, which is pretty sweet.
That's dope.
Um
You went
I'm
to
putting
Regal or AMC?
AMC. They had it at Regal too. They were advertising it when I saw the Meg, and
They didn't have that at the theater I went to.
I'm gonna
I might
decide
have
to
got that.
put my Ninja Turtles Blu-rays in here. Why not?
Nice.
Keep them in there.
That's awesome.
Make room for 3 Blu-rays on my shelf.
Yep.
Um,
And then
but
when Mutant Mayhem comes out on physical,
throw it in there.
hmm
Um, uh what else? Splinter. I really liked Splinter. Again, Jackie Chan was just the perfect choice for him. He really was. You know, it's just a reminder that Jackie Chan is a real gem still. You know,
they ain't never
the
changed.
yeah, the the Gecko, Marlon Gecko. I liked his relationship with Mikey. It was just again some of the humor. It was just like it. His introduction scene kind of reminded me of that scene from Quantum Mania when the fucking the holes dude showed up.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of, and I was just
How many holes do you have,
like
bro?
13. He has 13 holes. Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. So dumb.
I have holes.
Ah, these
For a
movies.
movie I never want to watch again, it's very quotable.
Mhm.
I don't know. But is there anything you want to talk about that we didn't mention?
I feel like we hit all the points.
I did.
Hopefully on a rewatch, you might feel a little differently. I feel a little better about it, but you know, I'm disappointed for you because I know you're a big Turtles fan, Teenage Mutant Turtles fan. So that's one reason why I kind of felt bad that you didn't love it. But I don't know. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't know. It may go down on a rewatch, um, just based on you know how shallow the story was. But we'll see. Um, I do plan on watching again when it comes to digital. I think like as soon as that drops on digital, I'll watch it again because I really had a good time with it.
I probably will too. But that's gonna do it for this episode of Nerd Talk. I did not get anything. No, I did not get Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm on a budget this week. I'll probably end up getting it tomorrow, considering my store still has the steelbook. Everyone's been complaining my store doesn't have the steelbook. I'm like,
Yeah, mine
shit,
didn't.
mine
Well,
does.
the one close to my mom didn't have it, so
But yeah, that's gonna do it. Like I said, we didn't have much to talk about, and then Ninja Turtles was only 90 minutes, so um, not
hey,
much.
you ratted us out. I'll use that word that way.
Was fun. That was fun. But yeah, that's gonna do it for this week. In terms of feature nerd talk next week, um, we're probably going to not do nerd talk. We'll see. Um, maybe,
Well,
maybe
we
not.
kind of we
I don't
kind of
know.
talked about maybe doing a watch along, but we'll keep everybody posted.
And then content from me. I threw Ninja Turtles reviews at like lightning speed, like ninja stars. Because truthfully, last weekend I had just gotten lazy and I didn't post them, and I was like, fuck. So I had to drop them like consecutively, but they got surprisingly good traction considering how fast I posted them. So thank you guys for that. Um, my reviews for all well now 7 Ninja Turtles movies are on my Instagram. Go check those out. Tomorrow I'm starting my David Fincher review series with his best film, Alien 3. Um, yeah, bro, that's a 5 out of 5. Um,
No,
but
not 5 out of 5 though. I know you
I'm
came around
starting.
to the movie a little bit, but
Nah, I'm starting my David Fincher review series leading up to his new movie coming out in November or October. I forgot when, but it's coming out soon. So I still gotta finish his movies. I've been procrastinating watching this one for like the past 3 days. I don't know what I'm doing with it, but I'll figure it out. Um, so Alien 3 will be Friday, and then I think 7 will be on Sunday, and then I'll let you guys know what's going on from there. AJ, you got anything going on?
yeah, I got some video game reviews coming out. Probably tomorrow and Saturday. Then next week, I'll have some more content on my AJ Collects 2 Instagram. I'm trying to get a little bit more active over there on that Instagram page. So go if you don't already, go follow AJ Collects 2. On it's all one word as well. So other than that, I don't really have a whole lot. Not a whole lot of movies are coming out in August. We got Blue Beetle, Gran Turismo. I don't know if I'm even seeing Gran Turismo in the theaters, so you know, I'll probably be, doing some reviews that I haven't, done 2023 releases reviews throughout the month. So be stay tuned for that.
Movies and Trains. I saw it twice. AJ saw it also. It
Yep,
was
I saw it.
great.
It was
The
really good.
second or third best horror movie of the year, but it was great. I had to see it twice because my first experience was fucking abysmal.
Oh,
Um,
I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah, I told
What
you about
happened?
it.
What
I
happened?
told you about it. That was the guy being a douche in front of me, and I kicked his seat.
Oh, was he doing that the whole movie?
Yes, he was doing that the whole movie.
Yeah,
That's why I kicked his seat when I left.
yeah. I'm glad that you got to see it again.
Oh, I thought you
Um,
were gonna say I'm glad you kicked his seat.
no, no, you did not take the high road that time, but there's always next time.
Man, I've
Um,
endured so much crap at the theater, bro. I'm
so I
tired of this
deserve to
shit.
kick somebody. Roundhouse that seat. But yeah, Talk to Me was great. I wanted to see it again, but I just hadn't got around to it. I wanted to show Stacy because she had been actually wanting to see it more. If you don't know, Stacy's my wife. But yeah, so she had been wanting to see it, and I went to go see it last Sunday because something happened with the tickets. It said it was sold out. I was gonna get her ticket. She showed up at the theater, and I was like, "Well, I guess it's sold out." Got in there. It definitely wasn't sold out. I don't know why I said that on the app, but later in the week, I was like, "Let's go see it," but none of the times lined up, with our schedules. So um, we might go see it. I might see it again in the theater, but I might just wait on digital. I don't know. But it was good. I want to see it again. I definitely do.
Yeah, we didn't talk about it, but it was announced that an entire prequel was filmed based
Oh
off the
yeah,
opening scene of the movie, which I fucking called. I knew that was gonna happen. Not about the
yeah, you
opening
did.
scene, but that they were gonna do a prequel. I called that.
I can
I
see
was
that.
telling people
Yeah.
that. I was like, I think they're going to take the X and Pro route and they're gonna make a prequel. And people were telling, no, I don't think that's gonna happen because we haven't heard
Mm.
about it. I'm like, that's the whole point. I'm like, bro, watch, it's going to happen. Bro, I got the notification on my phone. I said, bro, I fucking told you,
I
bro.
knew it.
Um, but yeah, go see Talk to Me. Support it, please. A24 delivered a banger horror. Please
Yeah.
go see it. But yeah, we are going to head out. Thank you to everyone who showed up. Please leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell for all notifications for future Nerd Talk streams, movie reviews, Blu-ray hunting videos, and we are out on this one. Everyone, have a good night.